As the Savior, Jesus doesn't jump into the water to save us from drowning. He teaches us to swim so we don't drown again. The other day, I was talking with some young friends here in Italy, and I realized that the idea of authoritarian leadership is still very pervasive. So today, I would like to talk about a fundamental difference, one that completely changes the way that we live our relationship. The difference between authoritative and being authoritarian. They're two similar words, but in real life, they produce opposite results. The authoritarian needs to feel powerful. The authoritative doesn't need to raise his voice. The authoritarian imposes. The authoritative guides. The authoritarian dominates. The authoritative inspires. Authoritarianism is often born out of fear, the fear of losing control, the fear of being challenged, the fear of not being enough. And so we react by becoming rigid. We have harsh tones, we impose decisions with minimal room for discussion. It's a kind of leadership or parenting that says, it's done this way because I said so. But life teaches us that when someone dominates with our relationship, people may obey outwardly, but inwardly they rebel, creating a distance. Authoritativeness instead comes from something completely different. It comes from consistency, from respect, from experience. It is strength that doesn't need to prove it is strong. It's that teacher we still remember after many years, or that parent who not only sets rules, but also lives by them. The leader that you listen to not because you had to, but because you wanted to. And here, Jesus gives us the best example. There was anyone who could have been authoritarian, it was him. And yet people were amazed and said, he teaches as one who has authority, not like the scribes. Jesus wasn't listened to because he showed up saying, hey, I am the Son of God, so just listen. No, he was listened to because he won hearts, trust, respect. As the Savior, Jesus doesn't jump into the water to save us from drowning. He teaches us to swim so we don't drown again. As a teacher, Jesus knows how to draw out something that is already inside of us. He brought Peter out of Simon, the fisherman, who became a fisher of men. The authoritative person doesn't crush you. He lifts you up. He doesn't silence you. He listens to you. He doesn't make you dependent. He makes you responsible. The authority of Jesus was rooted in truth, consistency, and love. And so here's the question for us today. In our relationships as father, mothers, husband, wives, leaders, friends, are we more authoritarian or authoritative? Because it's very easy to fall into control, especially when we are afraid of losing it. With our children, when they don't listen, with the people that we lead, even in marriage. But the Bible reminds us that true strength is not expressed by dominating, but by serving. Jesus didn't say, command others. He said, whoever wants to be great among us must be your servant. And this is authoritativeness, not abandoning truth, not giving up value, not stopping, saying what is right, but doing it in a way that makes the other person feel valued, not crushed. Authoritarian parents raised obedient children out of fear, but an authoritative parent raises free and responsible children. An authoritarian boss creates dependency, but an authoritative leader builds strong people. An authoritarian believer talks about God as if he was a dictator, but an authoritative believer shows God as a caring father. So, how do we become authoritative? 3 simple words. First is consistency. You cannot ask for what you don't live. Remember, your example weighs more than your words. And second, respect. Even when you need to correct, make the other person feel seen, heard, recognized. Never strip anyone of their dignity. And third, true love. Not sentimental love, but love that truly wishes the best in others. When someone understands that you genuinely care for their good, your voice gains weight. And this applies to families, to the church, to work, and every meaningful relationship in life. So I'll leave you with a simple question. Do the people who live close to me fear me or trust me? Do they simply obey or do they trust and rely on me? Let's ask God to help us not to be authoritarian master, but authoritative guides like Jesus. See you next time, and may the Lord richly bless you. Ciao.